guys, welcome back to the channel. I am your host Blake Chaos, and today we are going to preview the 2024 NFL Playoffs Divisional round that kicks off tomorrow, Saturday, January 20th at 4:30. We're going to take a look at each game, see how the teams match up and predict a winner. But before we get into that, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment, do all of that fun stuff that really helps the channel grow. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers before the games start tomorrow at 4:30. So all the help is greatly appreciated. Now, with all of that out of the way, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, to start off here, we're going to look at the Houston Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens game. It's at 4:30 tomorrow, January 20th, which is Saturday. Houston coming in off that big win over the Cleveland Browns last weekend, and Baltimore, of course, the number one seed, had the first round bye. This game is in Baltimore. They are the home team, and they are favored. I'm really excited for this game. I'm really excited to watch these two dynamic quarterbacks duel it out. You got C.J. Stroud, who is having a phenomenal rookie year and is just breaking all kind of records. He's, in my opinion, he's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes, in 2 years or so. Going up against Lamar Jackson, obviously had a MVP caliber season, probably will get the MVP award this year, which will make it his second MVP season. I think this game will be close. I'm very, very impressed with what Houston was able to do against Cleveland last weekend. I had Cleveland winning that game just because of their defense, but, DeMeco Ryans got this team ready for a win. I do think the home field advantage in Baltimore will lean towards Baltimore, in this game. But listen, Baltimore's the number one seed for a reason. They are playing their best football when it matters most. They are coming off, a good amount of rest. Should be a great game, but I do have Baltimore getting the win here. Great season, Stroud. Great season, Houston Texans. You guys got a lot to be proud of and a lot to look forward to in the near future. I do think you will be a contender, but as I see it, Baltimore's going to get this one. All right, next up, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to San Francisco to take on the 49ers, and that is the Saturday night game. We'll kick off at 8:15. This game, I think, is going to be a fun one. The interesting thing about this game is 3 of the 4 units, and by units I mean San Francisco has 2 units, offense and defense. Green Bay has 2 units, offense and defense. 3 of those 4 units are elite. San Francisco is elite on both sides of the ball. Green Bay is elite in their passing and run game in the offense. The only questionable unit will be Green Bay's defense, and I think Kyle Shanahan will scheme that, develop a scheme against that and exploit it. I think the first half is going to be competitive in this game, but the weapons and the speed of San Francisco and the continuity of that team that Kyle Shanahan has put together with Brock Purdy, CMC, the whole defensive unit. Bosa has a partner in crime now with Chase Young, so it's going to be terrifying to see what they do in these playoffs together. But I do see San Francisco pulling away with this one. In the second half, I see them winning by probably 10. I'd say, a 2-score game. But Green Bay will make it fun and interesting and competitive in the first half. But you got to shout out to Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur for doing what nobody saw coming and making the playoffs and getting a first-round win in Dallas when they had lost at home for 2 years. So shout out to them, and I look forward to a competitive NFC North. Now that Green Bay is going to be dominant still, and with me being a Lions fan. Next up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming to Detroit to take on my Lions. This game is kicking off at 3 o'clock on Sunday, the 21st of January. Baker Mayfield has this team playing great. Todd Bowles put a really good defensive game plan together last week. Probably better than he needed to, given the competition he was facing with Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles just kind of crumbling and falling apart. So that game was won early for Baker and Todd Bowles and the Tampa Bay Bucks. But kudos to them. Another team kind of similar to Green Bay, wasn't expected to do much this year. Got Baker really cheap. I believe it was a $4 million deal contract. And here they are, representing the NFC South in the postseason, getting a win and moving on to face Detroit in the divisional round. This game, I believe Detroit's favored by 6.5. Detroit is just playing out of their minds right now, getting their first playoff win ever at Ford Field and first for the franchise since 93 or whatever it was, over 30 years. So Detroit, they're not done though. They're looking to make it to the NFC championship game. And, I think they're well expected to do that. I don't see Tampa Bay having I think they'll make Jared Goff uncomfortable early, but they'll adjust. Ben Johnson will scheme up some good plays to get Sam Laporta open. Amon-Ra St. Brown will have the middle of the field open, and that run game will just be consistent. Detroit, throughout the game, I don't expect too much from the run game. Seeing how the last time we played in, week 3 or 4 down in Tampa Bay, one of the lowest outputs we had all year in terms of the running game. But we did win that game 20-6. We are healthier now than we were then. I do see Detroit walking away with this one pretty easily. I think it'll be a good game, and I give Tampa Bay credit, for getting this far and what they're able to do. And I look forward to seeing them in the future, what they're able to put together. But I think Detroit is too solid of a team, too sound, too motivated, and this home field advantage is really going to work to their favor. Again, like it did last week against the Los Angeles Rams. And last up, we have, for the first time in his career, Patrick Mahomes is going on the road for a divisional playoff game. He's got to go into Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. This game is Sunday night at 6:30 on CBS. The last time that Mahomes had to win a game on the road in the playoffs, essentially it was a on-the-road game because it was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl when Patrick Mahomes did not play well. That Bucs defense ate him up. The Chiefs have a good defense this year. Their offense has had its issues. I think the offense found its groove last week, but I think that with how Josh Allen is playing under his new offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, excuse me, and this game being at home for Josh Allen, I think Buffalo is a better built team this year to get this win and what will be game 3 of the trilogy. So if we look at the stats here and the comparisons between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, it's a pretty even build-up for this year. One thing is Mahomes has had a much better offensive line ranking than Allen, but Allen's able to get things done, more things with his feet. And that's hard to say because Mahomes has done magical things his entire career. The weather will probably not be a factor in this game. I am going to give this win to the Buffalo Bills. Sorry, Swifties. I just don't see Kansas City going into Buffalo and getting the win against that stout Bills team. I think the key to this game will be James Cook. He's got to eat. He's got to have a breakout game, which I think he does. I think Josh Allen will rally this team, and I think this will end up being another one of the most watchable and watched games of NFL history.